in history as a pink underwear should. They'll remember me for 24 hours only because of the pink underwear. Sure, why do you put them in pink? I'm going to give you two reasons, the official reason and my reason. The official reason is when they check out of jail, our guys will look under the belt and see if this white, but they'll have 4 or 5 pairs of white. So I figured, wait a minute, if we dye the underwear pink, and since nobody wears pink underwear, we'll know they're smuggling our underwear out of the jail. They were smuggling the underwear out to sell on the black market. But they washed it before they sold it. So when I went on national TV talking about pink underwear, everybody said, we'd love to have a pair. So I started selling the underwear through our Posse, Youth Assistance Foundation. All the money goes to the kids. And of course, I put my badge on it, my name. Started selling millions of pairs of underwear. Everybody's got the pink underwear. Keep a pair to Bush. The FBI director has a pair. Doesn't stop him from following me around, but that's okay. So I had Michelle Bachmann in my office last week, and I gave her a pair. And I was with Sarah Palin about 6 months ago. I had a little talk with her. I gave her my book and a pair of underwear, and I signed it. You know, I always sign it again. And I've been married 55 years, and one of the most dangerous parts of being a sheriff is my wife being there when I'm signing underwear, because you'd be shocked what the women want me to say on their underwear. So, Sarah, I put it on my, I got Twitter now, Twitter. I don't know how to work it. I just tell my people, do this, and I got a Facebook. So I say, hey, put that on. Gave Sarah Palin a pair of my underwear that the inmates wear. Well, all the media forgot to say what the inmates wear. They just saw I gave her a pair of pink underwear. So it's been a great fundraising. I was just, I wish I knew, should have brought some here, but they raised some money last night. They didn't raise as much with that Republican Party as they should have. My underwear usually goes from $5,000 to $1,000. But I think it was $300 and whatever. But it's a big seller. I was in Iowa last week and doing a fundraiser for the Republicans. One thing I learned crossing the nation, I do it on weekends. I go right back to run this office, but I'm a soft touch. Whenever anybody wants me, I try to go as much as I can. But one thing I learned going to these towns like now Carson City, in Iowa, and New Hampshire, is something that the candidates for president should never forget, whether they win, lose, or draw. It's a great experience to talk to the people of this country, the real people, and see how they feel about their country and the tremendous patriotism that the people have when you start traveling the country and start talking. I know they're there to pick up votes, but that's not the point. So that's a great experience that you can have running for office and go to the people. I don't just mean a stage, a restaurant. I stopped off in 2 restaurants in a mall. I think 2 of these restaurants, candidates showed up in the past. So when you go in there, you talk to the people, it's really a little different. I have 4 million people in Maricopa County. I can't reach every one, but I give a lot of speeches. It's usually 1 or 2 a day. I get to the people that way. You can't always believe what you see on the TV. I try to get to as many as I can because they're my bosses. I report to them. And I do get a lot of controversy through the media and that type of thing, but that's okay. That's all right. I love talking to the demonstrator, especially if it's on TV. I do average about 200 times on TV a month and 4,000 profiles overseas I've done already. A couple of days ago, I blasted the Mexican president. I don't know why that didn't pick up national, but the Mexican president at the United Nations 2 days ago blamed us for all the violence going on in Mexico, saying if you didn't have a drug problem, we wouldn't have the violence in Mexico. So I called them stupid and what else, slanderous. Why? And I said, worry about your own country. Don't tell us how to run this country, whether it's illegal immigration. And I tell the Mexican president. So he had a meeting with the Prime Minister of Canada and our president last year to discuss drugs, illegal immigration. 2 weeks after the meeting, he legalized drugs, the president. I couldn't even get that story out. The biggest cover-up there is with the media. I did get a little blip finally in the AP. So our kids can now go to Mexico, shoot up heroin and methamphetamine, and nothing will happen to them. Now, how come nobody knows that? And yet he's got the gall to say that we should clean up our drug use, which we should. I understand that. But don't go blaming us for his problems in Mexico. Of course, he never talked about illegal immigration. He didn't talk about all the guns being smuggled into Mexico by us. Why didn't he talk about that? Is it because it's a Democratic administration? If it was Republican, they'd all be talking about it. If I did that, I'd be in the headlines every day. I'm not going to get into that situation, being an ex-Fed. But, you know, politics really sometimes is bad.